Hello guys, with each day, well actually with each Russian war crime, there are fewer and fewer people who believe negotiations with Russia are possible. As a Ukrainian, I know this is total BS because any agreement that you sign with Russia is not worth the paper on which it was signed. But since recently I've heard Mr. Blinken speaking that if Russia one day will decide to have serious negotiations, we are all in, I feel the urgent need to explain why any negotiations with Russia are impossible. And let me take as an illustration the event that took place yesterday in Odessa when Russians targeted the university, killing lots of civilians. And actually, I feel bad that such things still need explanation. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. So, I'm a teacher in my life by education, and I feel like illustrations of real life situations help us understand the world and the way it works better. So yesterday, Russia targeted Odessa. Odessa is a beautiful Ukrainian city, a big one, on the shores of the Black Sea. It is a cultural center, it is a resort, it is a city famous for UNESCO heritage and very tasty cuisine, and also a specific sense of humor. It is a city of universities, and close to the shores of the Black Sea, there was a university that is also known as the Harry Potter's house in Odessa. Because it resembles that style. Not very common for the architecture of Odessa, and actually many people in the city did not like this new construction, but that's a building that is a university, and in that building people study. And it was targeted by a cassette bomb, which is pure evil because it is specifically designed to cause more harm, to cause more wounds, and to target more people. So when targeting a university with a cassette shell, they actually double the war crime. And that's what they did yesterday, killing 5. And actually, I hate naming the numbers because typically after the attack they grow. And for example, yesterday it was reported like 4 people died in the result of the attack. Today these are 5, and 8 of them are in the hospital in the critical state. Actually, the rector of that university is also in the hospital, though he is a controversial figure in Ukrainian politics, and one vice-rector died in the result of this attack. This is an example what objects Russia targets in Ukraine. A university killing 4 and also killing 5, and the dog that was walking by with its owner. So this is an example of pure evil. This is an example of totally criminal behavior of Kremlin. And during the day, we may hear offers, opportunities to negotiate something with Russia. How come after we witness just one crime like that, we can negotiate something with the organizers of this crime? Of course, that's impossible if the world lives according to the rules, according to the laws. I cannot imagine Churchill offering negotiations with Hitler somewhere in 1943. If you're new to the channel and you share my opinion, remember to subscribe. That's the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity, but it is extremely effective in spreading more information about Ukraine, and we do need that. So from time to time, politicians offer negotiations with Russia as a solution to this situation, but this will only lead to more wars, more conflicts, more deaths, and more tragedies. Why? Because there is one proverb that we often quote in Ukraine, and actually will live according to this rule: unpunished evil grows. If you look at that, if you look at the annexation of Crimea in 2014 that remained unpunished, totalitarian, authoritarian regimes, dictators take that as a green light. And the only negotiation process that I consider possible is the one for Putin in The Hague. This is where he can negotiate the term according to which he will stay in the cell. And for example, by giving up some of his money, by giving up some of his friends and supporters, he can get not like 300 years of sentence, but 250, not less. Please never consider an option to negotiate something with Russia, because first of all, this is impossible after thousands of crimes that they have committed in my country, killing thousands of innocent people, ruining universities, destroying infrastructure, and causing troubles for my country for like centuries ahead, causing ecological problems, threatening your societies, influencing chaos, strikes, problems, some unpredictable things happening in your societies. This cannot go unpunished. Putin cannot be treated as a president when even European Parliament recently agreed that he is a war criminal. So how can you negotiate with a criminal? Can you imagine negotiating something with a serial killer? This is exactly what we hear when someone offers this as an option. Of course, it's good that Ukraine received the support of its partners and now potentially will be stronger on the front lines. So any idea to negotiate something will definitely not be a losing position. But any normal living on this planet, and in my part of the world in particular, is only possible after we defeat Russia, after we take Putin, we take his propagandists, we take criminal Kremlin government, and we have a trial in The Hague, and they are imprisoned or neutralized. I prefer the last one more. And then we work with millions of zombified Russians for decades until they finally understand what crimes they've committed against humanity. So please, never advise Ukrainians to negotiate, and never follow this advice by yourself, because this may be treated by Putin as a green light to continue in your countries. Look at just one day in Odessa, many innocent people that were killed because Russia wanted so, did so, and the world thinks it is still a country, Putin is still a president. No, this is a criminal swamp. I'm sorry, but we do call Moscovia swamps in Ukrainian. Thank you once again for your support. Remember to join me on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and Discord. I'm really active in this social media. Also, we have a beautiful merch shop where you can find lots of items that work well as conversation starters and reminders about Ukraine. And most importantly, thank you for your coffees. Thank you for being my patrons and sponsors of the channel and giving more opportunities to film. And thank you for standing with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!